Let's just debunk a few myths here, because now the approach these leaders are taking is to lie. That's not in the leadership manual for our armed services, but that's what they're doing now. They're saying, oh, this information wasn't classified. Without even knowing the full details, we know that the time of attack for this operation was in the message. Let's be clear. That's classified information. That's all you need to know. Let's address another issue. Was this illegal? It's illegal on two different levels. One, it's mishandling classified information. That's been well established. But the second level it's illegal on is that the executive is required to maintain records of its communications. And this is a way for this lawless administration to get around that.
Operational security is a basic but critical function. And it's something that's taught to the very youngest of service members. And what we saw in this breach, in this leak, is those basic ideas thrown out, because there's a sense of callousness, of indifference, of lack of accountability in this administration that is deeply disturbing.
No accountability, no explanation, but to pass it off as, well, it's just another thing, should anger every citizen of this country. It should anger our allies, who are now going to need to be concerned about what will happen to their information when it's passed along to the highest, the upper reaches of our administration and the national security structure. Now, this is very serious. If this had happened during the Biden administration, if this had happened during the Obama administration, we heard calls when Secretary Clinton had a private server that she should not only be prosecuted, certainly be investigated, and she should put in jail. We heard this over and over again.
We know for sure that a journalist had access to the group chat. But what we don't know about still is who else had access. We need accountability. We need answers, not just who is responsible for these reckless actions, but what the Trump administration is going to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
We need to find out what the procedures are that they follow. How do we know this isn't happening in other places? How did this happen? It needs to be a full investigation. We need full transparency. And what we're doing is we're calling on everyone in Congress to come to the front line on this to make sure we get those answers.
The Secretary of Defense is going to have to come and testify in front of the House Armed Services Committee. And if they think he's not going to get asked about this, they're not living in reality. He's going to have to answer the call at some point, so why not do it now?